Ryman, Selfridges, Smiths. Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to episode 28 of the Beyond the Booster vlog. My name's Eddie, owner of Eddys Emporium. And yeah, we've had a really good week. It started to die down, as you'd probably imagine, getting towards the end of January with sales. But we've had a crazy good January considering everything. I think I was really imagining it was going to be a lot quieter, but how happily wrong was I? It's obviously about a couple of days now after Lorwyn released. It was crazy. We have had loads of sales go through with Lorwyn. I pretty much sold the majority of my stock before it even hit my shelves, which is nuts. A couple of my friends, I got to see them open the Collector Booster box, and yeah, some of the art in it's fantastic. I'm definitely envious because if you obviously are doing a similar thing to me and selling TCG, you realize that you get to sell all this nice stuff, but very rarely do you get to open it, or at least at this stage, because I'm just trying to build up Eddys Emporium. So while it is good to give people all that love, but man, I'm jealous when I had to handle all them lovely products. And we'll be moving on to new Dandadan set that'll be coming out on the 30th, I believe. So there, a couple of more of them boxes will be coming through. Excited for that one. I love the anime, and yeah, we'll get some prices up on the site shortly. But they'll be going for obviously retail or below, because that's how we move at Eddys Emporium. I'm not doing anything at market unless it's out of print or something crazy happens. We finally got a load of new Dragon Shield sleeves coming in, so as you will be buying kind of your new commander decks and things like that. Got loads of different color variations going as well, so it's like a Dulux color chart. So if you hit the TCG accessories area on my website, you'll be able to check out all the different cool colors that you can get, and I can get access to more. So if there are some that you might want that I don't have right now, just let me know. And again, they're below retail. So, and I try to aim where I possibly can to keep them all below retail, because things are expensive, man. You know, and if I can give you a quick win and, you know, save you a couple of pennies here and there, I certainly will try. On the kind of website side, after doing the self-assessment, finally submitted, paid all the tax. I love that. Really great experience. Sarcasm is probably not my strong suit here, but it was a good experience. I think as a new business, and I say this with the help of my friends who have done self-assessments before and work in the accountancy world, it was a good way to get used to the idea of submitting my own tax, understanding kind of like the stuff I can take in terms of, like, say, mileage and things like that, and how that journey looks from start to end. It was quite interesting looking at things on Zero and learning how to effectively like log and journal my stuff. I'm still definitely not the finished article right now, but if you are starting out a business, don't always think you need an accountant to do them sort of things. I think it was one of them expenses I didn't want to have to front. Now I've got a friend that could do it for me, hypothetically, but I think it's really important to understand how it works first and being able to do it, because then what you can do is you can maximize the output from that. It was really cool. I certainly will be doing it more in advance now, because I was doing it retrospectively. So the tax year just gone, the 24 to 25, you have to pay by the end of this month, the 31st. So if you did submit and you realize that you have tax to pay and you didn't have that capital available immediately, you can obviously have that kind of 6 to 8 month window to get them funds, which is nice, I guess, given the fact that we're already overtaxed, but that's a different story. We've also got the new Spirit Forged set coming out soon, and I think they're, again, similar to set 1 of Riftbound. Man, that is rough allocation-wise. I thought they would have learnt their lesson. Obviously, we've got a restock coming soon, hopefully, of the set 1 that they printed more, but set 2, again, we're looking real skinny Jim on my ability to get stock. Again, pair that with me being a new business, but it's a new TCG. Like, I think they're really all getting in the way of themselves right now of becoming a established TCG. Like, they need years of doing this, but to be at set 2 with the fan base they've got, I appreciate that they might be pleasantly overwhelmed, but sometimes not actually having product on the market is a problem from release because people just move on. One Piece has kind of been that, similar thing where they're running quite successfully, but Riftbound, it came out release, everyone's hyped about it, and then just you've not really seen anything since outside the secondary market. It's quite concerning for me, especially as a small business owner. Like, you kind of go, well, this is great, everyone wants it, but when do people get sick of it? Like, people are sick of Pokemon and not being able to get hold of Pokemon. That's nearly 30 years old. When are people going to draw a line with Riftbound? Don't know. But it's going to be an interesting one to watch for sure. On a TCG news note, we've got a couple of the Marvel Commander decks that have been leaked. Let me just quickly steal the screen here. We've had some of the 4 Commander precons be released here. So the first one is the Magic the Gathering Avengers Assemble one here. So this one here, I'm going to say it's the precon. We're looking at we'll focus on the split between 1/1 counters and equipment, which kind of tracks the whole Avengers, Nick Fury type stuff. And we've got the Magic the Gathering Doom Prevail leak. So Jeskai deck, so it's going to be, I think that people are quite frustrated with this one. I think it was a bit of a cop out. There wasn't really anything new. And you got the Fantastic Four one where you do have the 4 separate commanders, a commander for each color, I believe. There you go, Fantastic Four. That one's going to be quite interesting. I think out of the ones I would see, this one would be quite fun, but I think that's probably because you can do quite a bit with the deck, and especially from growing. Then you got the Wakanda Forever leak here. This one here, again, people seem to be quite happy with this one here. So Monarch and Artifact synergies. Yeah, it's going to be quite cool. See what kind of stuff you can get, but nothing really to shout about. I think obviously people having only just got over the Spider-Man stuff and the kind of backlash of that, I think the Marvel series, it's going to be quite interesting. I think the one that we miss most is X-Men. I think X-Men really fit the most, mutants fit the most in with Magic as far as like a universes beyond feels for me personally. So it'd be quite interesting to see why there's no X-Men. Do they plan on releasing an X-Men exclusive one, keeping them separate? Maybe every year now they're planning to release a Marvel set and that's what they're going for. Now obviously that's just speculation, but there's no confirmed Marvel set. But based on the way that they seem to have a partnership here, I wouldn't be surprised if that is what's the case. We also have the Natural History Museum Pikachu promo being released, and there's a list of stores that you can get it from. It's jumbo card, but I certainly will be keeping my eyes out for it. And there's some ridiculous prices out there already as like a pre-order for a gift jumbo card. I think it was like 120 to 140 quid it was going at right now. So please don't pay that. Just have a look around. So the stores that you can find this at or that are partaking is Curry's, Eason, Fraser's Game, Hamley's, HMV, John Lewis, Ken Black, Miniso, Ryman, Selfridges, Smith's Toys, TJ Jones, The Entertainer, The Original Factory Store, Waterstones, WH Smith Air Travel, and local independent game stores. So have a look through all them ones first. You might be able to get hold of one, maybe two. Obviously, try and let them be shared across them. We don't need to contribute to the already horrible factor that is our scalping situation in Pokemon. I think we'll just have a quick look at the YuGiOh C7 set from One Piece OP14. That is a tongue twister, and just have a look at the cards in there because there's some really cool cards. The obviously difference between the Buggy and the gold version variant of Buggy. Dracula Mihawk, that's a cool one. It was quite surprising when he came out in the Student and Master set. I think that was OP12, didn't have the Mihawk one, at least as far as well. I think it was Bo Hancock off the top of my head. I could be wrong. But my favorite here probably at the moment is the SP from the Rarity Zero one, Little Boss Head. I just love that. I can't remember what arc it's from, but it's the one where they all get split for the 2-year break. I just think that's really cool. I will be looking out for that one when I'm cracking some packs when I can. Some other nice ones here. We've got the Mihawk SP here. Of course, Boa Hancock SP. Everyone is loving this waifu. It's going to be hard to get, hard to do, but I mean, it's beautiful colours. Not my favourite, but it is beautiful nonetheless. I think we also got some nice ones here. I like Kid and Killer. This one is very cool. I like the duos, especially obviously for like your right hand. But Wano, I'm not actually going to say anything on there in case you're watching One Piece. But yeah, they're a cool group here. Quite like the Nami alternate art here. But she's my waifu. I'm not gonna lie. I'll hold that high. But yeah, they're quite interesting there, and I think we're quite spoiled on this set here. And then obviously you got the EB04 set. Oh, we got Edward. Edward Weevil. That one's quite cool here. We're quite spoilt for the set that's out. I do hope to start stocking One Piece soon. I recently went to the distributor before this and they did stock it, but I need to wait for the next set to be announced to be able to get hold of them. And because everyone else on the planet now wants One Piece, that's made my life 10 times more difficult, because I was almost working my way backwards to Pokemon, because why work into the hype market and just be disappointed? It's, you understand the brands while you can, understand the access, look at places where people aren't looking at that moment in time. I think that's my general philosophy when it comes to business, because everything's just difficult and inflated right now, especially in this market. Okay, next up we've got the Nullifying Zero secret rares that have been revealed. So there's going to be some really cool ones in here, and then we'll go into the kind of rough price guide that we're looking at in Japanese at the moment, just so we can kind of get an idea of what it might cost you, what to expect. Do you think it's going to be inflated or not? So let's have a quick look. We've got some cool ones here. People are a bit like umming and ahhing about this set, but that's I think just because we don't have like kind of flagship Pokemon, with it being can't remember the name at the top of my head. Zygarde, there we go. I like this Talonflame going over. It's kind of like a bit of Pidgey vibes from a few sets ago. Pidgeot, sorry. Tyrant, very cool. This is the Pokemon Center exclusive. We'll have the stamp there. I've got mine ordered. I'm very much looking forward to that. That'll be very fun. And I think this is like almost a similar one to when we had the Rattata. Oh, I'm saying it right. There we go. It's Gumshoes. You can probably tell that I was very confused there, because I was like having an aneurysm because I couldn't remember the Pokemon's name. But as you can see here, you got the Raticate in this corner here, and then the Gumshoes. I thought it was the other way around, where Rattata was looking at Gumshoes, and then you have it with this one here, where you've got like, they're almost like jumping each other, like ready to jump, which I think is quite cool. Are they both from? Oh yeah, it's a dual one there. That's really cool. So it's a nice official pair in there from the same artist. Very cool little Easter egg there. I love these type of pieces of like Easter eggs, but it's very cool. They must be working on different ones. Got some of the full arts there, but people aren't too bothered about the full arts these days. Some really cool ones here. I think Mega Zygarde EX is beautiful. It's giving Gundam energy. I absolutely love that. I'm all here for this kind of stuff. It looks nuts as far as a Mega Evolution card goes. I think it's probably one of the coolest ones just from an art perspective. I'm looking forward to it because I hope it's going to be a bit more affordable as far as an SIR or SAR in this instance goes. Starmie basically doing a Kamehameha, which is very cool, or a Tri-Beam Cannon. I feel it'll be a bit more like a Tri-Beam Cannon type of Pokemon. That's very cool. Just I don't know where it's shooting. Whatever the poor sod that's like probably just getting out the shower is feeling there. And this is a very cool one here. The Meowth card. I think this one will probably do the best in the set long term. It's probably like a bit of a hot take, but I think just it looks like a postcard type Pokemon card. Another good one to flag is I'm not a big fan of it, but the Mega Clefable EX, and then obviously, of course, you got the Mega Zygarde here, which is nuts. I think there's a bit too much going on here. I don't think it's going to be a big card that people are after, but it's certainly interesting. It's probably the most detailed gold card we've had to date. And then if we move into the most valuable cards at the moment, no surprise that the first spot is the Mega Zygarde, which is about $333, 52,000 yen at the moment as of the time of this video. And to be fair, I'm not really too surprised about that, but this one's coming in at third place, which is quite nice. I'm happy that kind of rough art call made it out, but yeah, this one here, obviously the waifu tax is real. Obviously you got some Pikachu tax in there. It's not surprising that that's number 2, but let's see how Rosa does. A couple more here. Mega Starmie, Zygarde. I personally think that's the best card in the set, the Mega Zygarde EX, but let me know what your favourite one is. Right, and finally, we've got the new extended arts in YuGiOh. Obviously, that's going to be coming out in the Rarity Collection 5. I'm only going to do a quick bit on it because it's not crazy. It's just quite cool to see that YuGiOh are adopting that. So they have two different. You've got the overframe one where it's like a crazy full art one. Then you've got the extended art where it's almost like the equivalent of a general EX card in Pokemon, where you've kind of got like the 2/3 of the card coming out. I do think they do look nice though, so let me know what you think. So here there's about 10 cards coming out. I don't know if I can zoom in on that one there, but you've got some of the few. There's about 10 coming out, but these are the ones I've only got like to reference at the moment. The Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, Shooting Quasar Dragon, and the ones below, I can't even read that one. This one's the coolest by far, just on an art basis for me, but I did leave the TCG a while ago, so I remember Shooting Quasar Dragon, obviously from Stardust, and obviously the Elemental Heroes back in the day with Jade and Yugi. They're quite cool. So that's it for this video. I think it's been a bit of a TCG-centric video, obviously news-wise, but I quite like that because it prompts me to learn a bit more about what's going on in the world, and it'll be interesting to see what your thoughts are. Like, drop a comment if you're excited for one of the things that we've covered. I'm looking forward to certainly getting into the new year, and obviously, hopefully, like more I look at that Zygarde card, like the more I'm like, damn, I want that, and that's a new one for me. But what are you collecting at the moment? Is it One Piece, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Riftbound, or whatever else in between, some Magic the Gathering cards? Let me know. But I hope you're having a lovely week, and I hope you continue to have a lovely week. And as always, I'll catch you on the next video. Ciao.